Hi, it's Riing from Loveladyluxe. Welcome back to my channel. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I'm like Mariah, but for Halloween. It's the only time I come out of the woodworks. I'm going to a very early Halloween party. Today is the 11th of October. It kind of worked out really well because the other Halloween party that I got invited to, which is like my family's, well, my sister's Halloween party, I'm actually going to be in Melbourne for that, visiting a friend. Halloween is my favorite time of the year, so it's going to be really exciting to see some friends I haven't seen in a while and celebrate nice and early in the month. You can see my costume behind me, and by the title that I'm gonna be Red Riding Hood. So I've kind of gone for like my normal hairstyle. Let's get stuck straight into it. I want to go for like a very minimalist makeup, but I want like really like clean, dewy skin. This is going to be like a quite reserved makeup compared to other Halloweens that I've done in the past, and I'm like totally okay with that because I want to go like easy breezy. I really kind of like am in the mood to actually look like myself, so it's really going to like sort of be cohesive with the costume. I really want the costume to really be shown off, and really like that is the feature as opposed to my makeup. So I'm going for like clean, like a really like bitten lip. We're gonna go like really pink cheeks, like very like wind burnt sort of vibes. So enough talking. This intro is taking way too long, which is totally the way that I do videos. So let's go. Starting with the La Roche-Posay Lip-A-Cat moisturizer. I'm going to do like a mini version of underpainting. I'm going to use Bye Bye Under Eye by, I think this is It Cosmetics. This is like too light for me, which is why I'm going to underpaint. I'm using like a tiny little bit. I'm just going to concentrate it in this purple area. You could also use color corrector instead, but given the costume, I really want to do this Bye Bye Under Eye to keep it nice and light and bright. I'm just going to take like a little bit through the center of the nose, and I'm just using whatever is left over on my chin and through my T-zone here. Just going to get rid of those harsh lines. Excuse the lack of lid. I'm going to go with Il Makiage. Now this is not from the questionnaire. My friend at work actually forgot to cancel the subscription, and I bought it off her because I fake tan all the time. It doesn't really matter what like color it is, I can make it work. Put a couple of pumps on the back of my hand, letting up the brush. I'm not expecting this to cover like my red areas. Sorry, I'm covering the camera. Yeah, I'm not expecting this to cover up the red areas of my face. I just want this like overall to neutralize my skin and have like a base to work on top of. And it's also assisting with blending out that Bye Bye Under Eye concealer that's too light for me. I'm also taking this over the eyelids and of course down the neck. I'm just putting a touch more of the Bye Bye Under Eye. Well, this is MK Beauty, but it's like the rip-off of the Tarte Shape Tape. And a lot of the time I end up using this as my foundation, but because I'm trying to keep the makeup like kind of light, more skin looking, I'm just going to go over the areas that are like red, my dark under eyes, like sort of neutralize this lightness, bring it a little bit more like depth to the under eye area that I've lightened quite a lot. Really like through the center of my face to make things more flawless. Any blemishes I will cover as well. I'm actually going to use my finger to blend this in. Normally I would prefer not to set this if it was cooler weather, because right now in Australia in October we're going into summer. So actually my costume isn't that summer friendly. Pain is beauty in my opinion. I actually set it, but I'm going to set it really lightly and mostly through the T-zone. Really need to lock it in place because of this crazy weather. Now this says Too Faced powder, but it is actually Kat Von D, the original one, back when it was Kat Von D powder. I just decanted into this small one because this is a lot easier for me to handle rather than that gigantic like bottle, pot. Okay. So I'm just going to do right under the eye. I'm going to contour more than I am going to like use a bronzer. I might add a little bit of bronzing towards the end, but I want to really chisel out my features. I think the Naked 2 is the eyeshadow palette, but the tone in it and the texture is what I really enjoy for this type of contouring. I'm using a Tarte dual-ended brush. I'm starting with the thicker end, but I'm using the darker shade next to it's like a charcoal. I'm using the darkest brown because it's cool tone brown. I'm doing this kind of like upside down L, or like a L facing on its back, and I like drag it underneath to blend it in. So it's like a harsh line here, but it's not a harsh line under like where my jowl, under my chin here. Also gonna go under my lip. See how like I have this roundness here and it like dips where my jowls start? I'm actually gonna go under the bottom of my chin. Next I'm going to contour my nose. So I'm using the smaller end and I'm tapping off most of that, and I'm going to start, I like to do like the little V on the tip of my nose to make my nose like a little bit narrower. To me it makes it look more like Buffy's nose. I don't know if you, like, that's an exaggerated version of what I'm trying to achieve, but that's like what I'm trying to achieve, like that triangle tip. And then I like to take the puff and go over it, because I do think it can look like too obvious sometimes that I've contoured. And also you don't want to make your nose too narrow, otherwise it's going to be disproportionate to your face, and it's actually going to make your face look wider if your nose is too narrow. Next I'm doing my brows. I'm actually going to start by brushing them down so I can see the line of where my brows should be. And I'm using, I think this is like Maybelline, oh Rimmel, sorry, Rimmel. This is like a Brow Pro Micro Pen. The idea is you're mimicking hairs, but I just like to fill in the full thing. I'm going to start at the top here because I have really sparse brows right here. I'm just going to follow the line, and I'm mostly like trying to draw on the skin to give the hairs like a base color. And I'm filling in this tail. You don't have to be too perfect with it. You can be like a little bit rough and then brush it up so you can make the top more defined, and then you can go in and do the bottom of the brow. This is another MCO Beauty product. It's like a brow gel, and it does have a spoolie on the end so you can flatten it and do the laminated brows. I like laminated brows. I don't like the laminated brow look on me. It's mostly because my brows are uneven, and to me it amplifies how uneven they are. So it's quite a thick like white consistency, but it will dry down. And I'm just gonna sweep along the shape just to get those brows that are like a little brow hairs that are like too high down. And I'm using the Per Cosmetics and Raw Beauty by Christy collab palette. So yeah, I'm going in with this really light color here. Use a fluffy brush just to sweep that on the inner corner, and take what's left across the rest of the lid. It's been so long since I've like filmed myself, I don't remember what anything is called anymore. Oh, Spectrum, it's on the fucking thing. Blending brush for the socket, right? I don't know what anything is called. I haven't spoken about makeup, done a tutorial since 1 year ago nearly. This second darkest brown, and I'm just going to take that through the crease. Then I'm going to get this pencil brush. You can get any pencil brush. This just happens to be like a naked one. This darkest brown, so the second last darkest shade. Pin that crease. And I'm also going to take it a little bit under the eye. I'm going to kind of like drag it up as like a guide. I'm going to go and use my Kat Von D like setting spray into the darkest shade. The Anastasia brow brush, because it's like a nice angled brush. Map it out. And I want it to be like really soft, right? And then I'm gonna drag this over and like diffuse it into the lashes. Using that pencil brush, and I'm gonna diffuse it even more and then like connect this crease. Go ahead and like blend this out. I've come back and done both eyes now, and I just want to take my concealer brush and just like clean up underneath. I want like a pretty sharp line, but I also want to keep that softness above it. Concealer, just a tiny bit, and then I like to cover up the line where my, like I have this like line where my eyelid ends, and it gets quite, I guess like purpley pink. Mascara, and I'm not gonna bother with false lashes. I like don't fuck with them very much anymore unless I'm putting them on somebody else. I haven't had eyelash extensions since my birthday back at the end of May. And I haven't had a mani or a pedi since then either. Although I am overdue for a pedicure for sure. But I've just been trying to save extra money. It's like 280 bucks a month that I have been saving instead. A little bit of a bronzer just to warm up my face a little bit. And then I'm going to blend this in and like soften this jawline so it's not so harsh. Bit on the forehead. This is a Tarte blush. I'm going to pat the blush on, and we're going to do like a lot of blush. Then we're going to do our lips, and then we'll see if we need more blush. I know there's a lot of like new products out where you could use them in this instance, so if you've got them, use them. Those little like Q-tips capsules with the like color in them that stain the lip. I like literally don't buy any more makeup anymore. I have so much makeup that I literally only buy something if I run out. This is like a Tarte. It's like they were like set of 4 minis. I think I lost the 4th one. I don't know what I did with it. But this is a red, almost like a brick red, nearing like on like a pink. I'm actually going to use it to, how many times do I say I'm actually going to do this? I'm going to use it to stain my lips. And this is mine, so I'm using it straight from the bullet. Taking a Q-tip, I'm just going to blend it into my lips. To use a brown, it's a Napoleon Purtis one in Mocha, to draw in and like really shape the lip. I'm going to blend that in using my concealer brush to clean up. I have this little scar, and I'm getting to the age where it never really happened before, but the lipstick is starting to bleed out of that scar, which is very inconvenient. A Clinique like jumbo lippy, chubby, and again just gonna blend that a little bit more. I'm like trying to decide, do I need more blush? I'm just gonna bring it in more, trying to make sure everything's even. And like, should I add a shimmer to the eyelid? Maybe a bit of the gold. And let me put this down so it's not in the way. That's nice. I just want a bit more dimension. Take this pink here and dust it on the inner corner bit of a highlight. And then as a final step, I like to remove anything that's like collected in the corner of my eyes. Using that same purple fluffy brush, dust it mostly off. A highlight. And then again, whatever's left on the inner corner, tip of the nose. I'm done with the makeup. I'll put on my outfit. See you in a second. Okay, so I don't know how much you can see of it, but I have the costume on. So wearing a peasant blouse. I've got a corseted vest. I've got my cape and a black ruche skirt. And I'm hoping my cape will like stay up. I've got it attached to the vest because I don't like things on my neck here. The other favorite part is my basket with my little wolf in it. It's so cute. I'm going to like put my, I'm drinking wine tonight. I'm going to put my wine in here, keep my phone, my keys, like my other accoutrement in my basket. So everything's all in one place. I'm actually like using this functionally like a handbag. I hope you liked the video. Happy Halloween. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and not Snapchat anymore. Got rid of that. I think I have a TikTok. They're all Loveladyluxe. Give me a follow. I post a lot of other things other than makeup these days, like mostly me traveling and going out with my friends. That's like pretty much all I do is like save to go away and then go out with my friends and then work. That's basically what quantifies my life existence these days. This is Sharon from Loveladyluxe. I will catch you next time. Bye bye.